welcome to our Parks Live. Welcome to this Pilates class, and thank you for turning up to tone up. Hi. Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will get started. Injuries, just repeating. Anything feels weird, leave it out, or feel free to drop me a message privately. If you're on Instagram, my handle is on my picture, London Wellness Edit. Do follow me. And I put some interesting bits and pieces up on there, and I'd love to see what you're all up to. Cool. Let's get started with our early morning Monday stretch, and then after that you can go back to bed. So let's get started in the correct alignment for Pilates. You know this by now. Feet are hip distance, soft knees, so we've got a slight bend. Hips are facing forward. We've got the pelvis in neutral, so let's do that forward and backward tilt and find that point somewhere in between. Let's bring the navel into the spine to suck the belly in, shoulders relaxed, back and down, chin parallel to the ground and that piece of string, pulling you all the way tall to the ceiling. So we're feeling really, really nice, and we've got this great posture, really nice and elongated. Let's now go ahead and go straight into the breathing. We'll do the core engagement first and add the breathing on top, because I feel like most of you who are here know it already. So let's do that, the pelvic floor, that hammock in between the legs, putting everything up to 100% and then release by a third. So we've got this upward feeling, this pelvic floor is now tight. Keep it that way. Let's do 3 breaths on top. The inhale through the nose as we breathe in Pilates, through the nose, all the way into the lower back, filling it up with oxygen. Take a deep exhale, let it go. We're keeping everything tight on that exhale. Let's go again, deep inhale. Into the lower back and ribs, exhale through the mouth, drawing the abs together. And then last one. And then exhale through the mouth, keeping that pelvic floor nice and tight. Let's go ahead and add in the deep tummy muscles. So like I said, most of you know this by now, so I'm just going to go straight ahead and add the tummy muscles on top of the pelvic floor. So we've got up. Let's go ahead and do our belt or corset, pulling under the chest on the tightest notch. We're pulling in. We've got our up, we're doing our in. So you're really just under the chest here. Feel like it's being drawn inwards. Let's go ahead, up and in, and do the 2 together. Really nice deep inhale. Imagine that you're filling up a balloon all the way in the lower back. Exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale and exhale long. And we'll do our last one, inhaling through the nose. Feel those fingers spread apart on the inhale, exhale. They start to come back together, and we'll keep that up and in, feeling nice and tight, so we're not letting go of the core when we do our exhale. So we're going to refer back to that in the later exercises, and it's always a good thing to practice. It comes with time. If you haven't done it before and you feel it's going quick, don't worry. Let's go straight ahead into our first mobilizations, the shoulders. Let's go ahead and do our shoulder circles, our little rolls up to the ears and round. We go forwards first, if you remember. And then we can go straight into the reverse. So when we do forwards first and then the backwards, when we finish, the shoulders go back into place. So let's do a couple more, enjoy that. 2 more. And then let's go straight into the arm circles, forward first. Get the scapula moving. Keep the arms at shoulder height, fingers are pointed. Check out your reflection. Are your shoulders level? Are your hips level? Now that we've been doing it a while, think about that posture, navel into the spine. We're keeping this even during the warm-up section. And then reverse, let's do those circles back nice and gently. Always start off nice and gently, especially on a Monday morning. We don't want to shock to the system. And also remember, the smaller the movements that you make in Pilates, often the more exercise, the more work you're doing. Using these little muscles that we don't get to use very often makes such a big difference. Your arms will be aching, so go ahead and give them a stretch. And then move that same arm forward. And then let's do the other arm. And again. Okay, we'll do our twist and our side bend on the floor. So let's go ahead and do our squat. Today, let's keep it with the feet hip distance. We're not going to go wide, but arms are going to be long. Palms of the hands facing each other. The arms stay like this. Zip up that core. Take an inhale. Go ahead and squat low. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, squat low. You can let your knees come a little wider so you're feeling it in the glute, but they're not going over your toes. So inhale as you're coming up, and you're keeping the arms long, palms facing each other, so that the arms are getting a nice bit of a workout too. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, come back up. We're sitting on that chair, then we come back up. Keep the arms exactly where they are. It's always, the first couple are always the hardest, but we're really trying to warm up the thighs and get the knees nice and safe. Let's go ahead and take 3 more. Last 2. And then the last 1. Give the legs a shake. From there, let's go ahead and we'll do our balance. Let's do the forward balance. So if you know this one, stand up tall, hands on the hips. All you're going to do is you're not bending the knees, you're just folding forward from the hips. Hinge forward. And then you're going to let your leg go with it. Bring one leg up, pointed toe, keep that nice line of the body, zip up the core and just breathe. Just suck the belly in and let it help you hold that balance. You're going to feel it in the glute, you're going to feel it in the core of the opposite leg. Inhale as you come back up, we won't hold it too long. Let's go straight into that other leg. So hinge forward, bring the other leg up, pointed toe, hold it. Try and keep that balance nice and still. Breathe, suck the belly in. And then bring that leg back. Let's go ahead and just do some ankle rotations. So just circling the ankle on the mat. And the other one. And then let's get started for a lovely roll down so we can really enjoy this. And then we'll get down to the mat. So take the position at the end of your mat. That same starting alignment, feet hip distance, soft knees, hips forward, shoulders relaxed back and down, string pulling you tall, standing up tall. You know the drill, you're going to take a really deep inhale this time. Use the exhale to tuck the chin in, all the way to the chest, and you're going to keep it there as you slowly start to melt forward. Keep the knees straight if you can to get that hamstring stretch, otherwise bend them. If you've got a lower back issue, bend the knees. Hang really loose and heavy, really floppy arms and head, just hanging there nice and safely. This should feel good. When you're ready, slowly keep that chin tucked to the chest, but you're going to slowly start to just uncurl each vertebrae at a time, stacking on top of each other. Head comes up. Last, that should feel really lovely. Let's go ahead and do that nice lengthening of the spine again. Tuck the chin. Slowly roll it down. And then again, just slowly coming back up. Really, really nice and slow. Keep the chin tucked, head comes up. Last, let's do our last one. Slowly, slowly rolling it down. When you've done your last one and you get down to the mat, before we come into our cross-legged position, let's just do a few hamstring stretches here. So you're on your toes, bring the hands down, and just on the exhale, all you're going to do is stretch. Inhale as you come back down. Exhale, stretch the legs. And we're just going to do a few of these. You don't have to stretch them all the way straight, especially if you've got tight hamstrings, but we're just going to give them a little bit of an extension just to get them going. Just wherever feels good today. Let's do 3 more. Especially in this heat, you already must feel like you've done a bit of a workout. It's just getting nice and sweaty already. Last one, exhale, just pull those legs up. And then take a seat cross-legged on the mat and get comfortable. I'm going to move so you will have a better view. You can just sit down for a second. Okay. So from here, just sit nice and comfortably, sit up nice and tall. Still, we've got that string pulling us all the way up. Navel into the spine. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can have something underneath like a cushion, or you can sit however feels good. Let's go ahead and bring our head down. We're just going to do a couple of head and neck stretches. So just looking down, slow semicircle one way and then the other. Let's just do one more to each side. And then let's get a little bit deeper. Hand on the head, other on the shoulder. Exhale, look down, pull that head away from the shoulder as you're looking down. And then one more to the other side. Just pull that head. On the exhale, create space in between the head and shoulder as you look down and pull the head away. Perfect, okay. From there, let's do our rotation. We're just gonna do left hand on the right knee, turn around and twist. Have a couple of nice breaths there. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Have a little bit of a further twist. Just try and look a little bit further. Feel that spinal rotation where it's safe. And then let's switch sides. Right hand on the left knee. Let's do one more to each side. And then the last one. And then we're going to do our side stretch here as well. Both sit bones stay firmly on the mat, bring the hand to the side and go ahead and just reach over the head with the other hand, breathing into it. If you want to challenge yourself, as usual, make sure both bum cheeks are still on the mat, but the hand on the mat goes further, and then you can just bring that arm overhead even further as well. Perfect. So we'll do two on each side. So let's do one on the other side. And maybe this heat is helping you to be a bit more flexible than you normally are today. Have a slightly deeper stretch. And let's do our last one on the other side. Okay. A couple of spine stretches and then we're going to get going. So just, if you remember this one, sit up tall. Tuck the chin in as you exhale and curve the back. Inhale, straighten up nice and tall. Exhale slowly, just making that lower back, that back into a nice C-shaped curved spine. Inhale, come back up. That should feel really, really nice. Okay. So today we're going to start with the Superman, which is normally one that I do at the end. But today we're going to start with that one. So, and as usual, if you have knee problems, put a cushion underneath. And with this exercise, as with the others, there are modifications, which I will tell you. So otherwise, you're going to come up into the all fours position. So knees underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders, fingers are slightly spread. If you've got hypermobile joints like me and your inner elbows are coming out, just go ahead and try and make sure that the inner elbows are facing each other. Get yourself propped up on the toes. Crown of the head pointing forward, looking at the mat. Belly is sucked in. Here we don't let the belly hang out. The core is engaged. So Superman, you're going to take an inhale, exhale, opposite hand and leg are going to drag across the mat. They're going to raise up. You're going to hold it there. So use that core engagement. Great for balance and coordination. Just hold it there and then bring it down. Exhale. You're going to do the other arm and leg. Drag across the mat. Suck the belly in. Arm and leg still there, and then bring them in. If that one's too difficult for you, you can go ahead and just do one arm at a time and then one leg at a time. If that one you want to challenge yourself, if you've been doing it a while, go ahead and do this version. Inhale, exhale, drag arm and leg across the mat. They raise if you've got good balance. Go ahead and then bring that arm and leg out to the side. So the arm goes that way, the leg goes in the direction that it's facing, and then come back in, and then do the other side. Exhale, drag across the mat, lift, hold, using that core engagement, and then you're moving it to the side, back to center, and then in. So let's go ahead and let's do 3 more to each side, and then we're going to move on to the next exercise. So inhale, whichever version you're doing, inhale, exhale, drag, and then lift, hold. It's a good one for the brain as well, thinking about using the opposite. And again, just drag across the mat, suck the belly in, hold. Make sure the crown of the head's pointing forward and you're looking at the mat. We don't want your head and neck to be compromised in any way either. And again, make sure the knees are hip distance so that they're not too close together when you start the exercise. Then let's go ahead and do our last one here. Hold, bring it in, last one. Okay, and then from there, I'll show you what we're going to do next. We're going to come into kind of like a downward dog or an inverted V, as we call it in Pilates, just to be kind of a bit different. So you're basically just going to raise the hips up. Then from there, you're going to move straight into a plank. So remember, keep the crown of the head forward, looking down at the mat, suck the belly in. And then we're going to go back and forth between just bringing those hips up and then into the plank. If this is too difficult for you, you can put your knees down when you're doing the plank. Otherwise, we're doing this nice inverted V, aka downward dog. And then from there, you're moving straight into a plank, hold it. And we're going to do a few of these. Remember the breathing, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And again. And let's do 2 more. And just raise those hips up. Last one. Then you can come down onto your knees for a second. We're going to do last little exercise here, and then we're going to go onto our back into tabletop. Last one here. You're going to come back into the plank. So crown of the head pointing forward, so you're not straining your neck. And all you're going to do, we're going to do 5 leg lifts on each leg. Let's start with 1. 1, keep that foot flexed. 2, 3, 4, 5, bring that leg down. Let's do the other leg. So you're using the core here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the knees down for a second if you want to. And then we're just going to do 5 more on each leg. And then we're going to turn around. So let's do our last 5. Back into the plank. Foot flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really suck the belly in. And then let's do our other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Come into a mini little shell stretch if you want before you turn over onto your back. And then let's go right ahead and turn onto our back. The first exercise, so let's get into tabletop. Lower spine is really flat on the mat here. We don't want to be able to put our hands underneath. It's really, really flat. The legs are in tabletop, meaning knees above the hips, feet are hip distance apart, toes are pointed, and the feet are higher than the knees. So we're in this position here. The palms of the hands are facing down. The first exercise that we're going to start with toe tap. If you know this one by now, let's go ahead. Inhale, exhale. You're just going to bring one foot down. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the other foot down into a toe tap and back into tabletop. And remember, to get the real benefit, you're kind of Extending the leg a little forward as well. Feel that pull on the tummy. And remember, inhale as you come to tabletop, exhale, draw those abs together. We're still thinking about that up and in. And just get comfortable in your own time. Palms facing down so you can kind of grip onto the mat if needs be. And then we're just doing our gentle toe taps. That should feel really, really nice. Really feel that core doing the work. And get into a flow breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale down. Just a couple more. Let's do 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Go ahead and hug the knees when you've done your last one. Circle the knees around the chest one way, and then go ahead and circle them the other way. And from there, we're going to basically do another version of that exercise. A little bit harder now. We're going to have the legs in tabletop, and we're going to bring both legs down back to tabletop, but this time we're not bringing them all the way down. So the legs are still hip distance, lower back flat, and we're just dropping the knee, dropping the heels. Inhale, exhale, feel that pull, and we're not even bringing the feet all the way down. We're just lowering. On the exhale, inhale back to tabletop. Exhale, making sure the lower spine stays really, really flat on the back. Inhale, exhale, both legs come down. Use the tummy muscles to help you with this exercise. So rather than the momentum, you're really using the tummy muscles to help. Let's go ahead and do 3 more. Grip the mat. Last 2. Last 1. Okay. With the knees. From there, we're going to go into the one leg stretch. So if you remember this one, again, I'm going to give you options. Ideally, you're going to now engage the core. You're going to bring your head and neck and shoulders up, and you're going to be hugging one knee with 2 pulses as you extend the other leg with a pointed toe. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're doing this exercise. Really use that those tummy muscles. Keep going and keep breathing with it. Inhale, exhale as you bring the foot in. 2 pulses as you exhale. Keep the legs nice and straight, toes are pointed. Keep going in your own time. If you need to come down at any point, go ahead and do so, and then you can come back up to carry on. Otherwise, if you've got head and neck issues, you can actually do the same thing with the head and neck down, but I would recommend just bring the legs down a little bit, wherever you can feel the point where your tummy muscles are doing the work. Or if you want to use a cushion under the head, that's also fine. Otherwise, we're inhaling, we're exhaling as we pulse the knees in towards the chest, but not quite all the way into the chest. And really straighten out that leg that's coming forward and really feel the tummy muscles doing the work. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Keep going. Keep going. Really, really nice job, everyone. Really straight legs as you extend. And then go ahead, hug the knees. Drop the knees to one side. Head looks in the other way. Arms in a T position. And then drop the knees the other way. And the head goes in the opposite direction. And then we're going to do 1 more of these nice little side stretches on each side. One more on each side. Okay. Perfect. From there, we're going to go into a shoulder bridge, and then we're going to move into our cat stretch. So let's do a full shoulder bridge with the arms as well. And we're going to do slightly slow ones and hold them. So if you know this one, you're going to have your feet in hip distance position, lower spine flat, navel into the spine, palms facing down. Take an inhale. On the exhale, pelvic tilt towards you, slowly rolling up, heeling off the mat, rolling into that shoulder bridge. You're squeezing the glutes, squeezing the tummy muscles. So you should be in this position quite comfortably. Hold it there, using the glutes and the tummy muscles to stay in that position. When you're ready, float the arms behind, keep in that bridge. Stay in that bridge, feel like someone's pulling your fingers behind you towards the wall behind you. If your bridge seems to be getting lower, go ahead and just raise the hips. And now as you roll down one vertebrae at a time, imagine that someone's pulling your fingers in the opposite direction and feel that lovely stretch underneath. And then bring the arms back down. Let's go ahead and do 3 more like that. Take an inhale, exhale, navel into the spine, slowly peeling off the mat, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, hold, float the arms, bring those, feel like you're having those fingers pulled, hold it, raise the hips, make sure you're not lowering that bridge just yet, and then go ahead and start to slowly melt down one vertebrae at a time, fingers are being pulled away, and then the arms come back. Let's do our last 2. Exhale, come up, float the arms, raise up, have those fingers just being pulled as you roll it down. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, back to the flat back position, arms come down. Let's do our last one. Let's make it a good one. Inhale, exhale, slowly melting up. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those abs. Hips are stable, you're using that core and the glutes to help you stay here. Arms float behind, raise the hips, pull those fingers away as you slowly melt down. And then bring the arms back down. Let's go into the cat stretch. So let's go straight into the cat. Hands under the shoulders, knees under hips again, crown of the head forward, suck the belly in. Let's go ahead and take a really nice inhale. Tuck the chin in and arch. Exhale, go ahead and reverse. Let's do a few of these. Inhale, tuck the chin and arch. Exhale, reverse. If you haven't got your toes propped up, go ahead and do so they can have a nice little stretch too. Otherwise, inhaling all that lovely oxygen. Exhale, reverse, stick the head in the air. Let's do 3 more. Arch and reverse. Let's do 2 more. Come into the last one. And reverse. From there, go straight into your child's pose. So ankles together, knees wide, bring the head down. Breathing, inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Stretch the fingers further forward, just inch them forward. Stretch that spine even more. Feel that nice lengthening. And then last one, exhale, stretch the fingers further forward. And then you're going to slowly, in your own time, come onto your back. Let's go into our lovely number 4 stretch. And then we'll do our hip flexors. So get comfortable now. You've done the hard work. Just lie down on your back. Ankle over the knee. And bring that leg in, pulling that thigh in towards you, feeling that nice stretch from the opposite glute and down to the outer, from the outer thigh down to the knee of the opposite leg. Just really pull that thigh in as you exhale. We're not going to hold it too long. Go ahead and switch legs. Now the other ankle comes on the knee. Pull that thigh in. Again, breathe into it. Exhale, pull that leg in. And then go ahead and take your hip flexor stretch. So soles of the feet together now. So you're kind of like this, the soles of the feet, knees are really wide, lower back is flat. You'll naturally feel like the lower back comes up a little bit, and that's fine, but just make sure it's nice and safe so we're not too curved. Hands on each knee, and they're pushing the knees down. They're these heavy weights that you're going to inhale. Exhale, those heavy weights are pushing down onto the mat, really giving that hip flexor and groin area a good stretch. Again, inhale, let the belly rise up. Exhale, those heavy weights push the knees down. They're just opening out the knees. Breathe. Last little push of those heavy weights on the knees to the mat. And then go ahead and extend the legs forward. Feet fall either side, nice and relaxed. Palms facing upwards, eyes are closed now. Time to relax. So go ahead and relax the face and jaw. Shoulders are relaxed. Imagine the body is feeling really heavy and just like a heavy weight just melting into the ground. Feel that lovely sun shining on your face. It's just re-energizing you. You should all feel really, really proud of yourselves. First thing on a bank holiday Monday morning. You've done this little stretch to get you going. Hopefully broken a bit of a sweat and done your exercise for the day. So now whatever you've got planned for the day, you can go ahead and get going, knowing that you're nice and motivated to have a fantastic day. Feeling really healthy and well. And then slowly turn to one side. Slowly come up to standing. Let's do our final posture check, and then you can go ahead and enjoy whatever you've got planned for the day. So let's check in with that posture. Feet hip distance. We've got our knees slightly bent, hips directly forward, navel sucked into the spine, shoulders relaxed back and down. Piece of string pulling you all the way to the ceiling. Check out your posture now. Shoulders, are they aligned? Hips. Zip up the core for the last time, up and in, hands on the hips. Let's do our heel raises. Keeping that lovely posture, take an inhale. Exhale up onto the toes. Lower down. Let's do a few of these as you exhale. Come up onto the toes and then just lower down, but keeping that lovely posture and alignment. Let's do two more. Last one. Then let's do our final one that we hold up onto the toes, using everything we've learned, up and in, core engagement, balance, breathing, hold it there. Keep the head there. Just lower the heels and fully stretch that spine so you're nice and tall, even taller than the beginning of the class, with better posture and alignment, and give everything a shake. Whatever feels good. Thank you so much again for joining me for this wonderful Monday morning class. It's always my favorite one to do. And like I said, you're all really, really good for waking up early on a Monday, bank holiday Monday, to do it. So hopefully you've got loads of fun plans now that you're going to get on with. As I mentioned, please do follow me on Instagram if you're on it. I really love to hear what some of my partners are up to and have a look. I'm London Wellness Edit as per my handle on here. And then, yeah, I can see what you're all up to on bank holiday and be a bit nosy